Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm not going back to work at the moment until August, but I thought I would get ready today for you, bring you along with me as if I was getting ready for a normal flight at work. So I'm going to get started straight away, show you what I do for my hair and my makeup and some little skincare bits as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as the closer I get to starting back to work, the more flying and work related content I'll be uploading, which will be very exciting for my channel, and I'm so excited to share all of what I do at work and all about my job. So rather than just telling you in front of the camera, I'll actually be able to show you. So obviously the first thing I do is skincare. So what I normally do is I'll go and have a shower, wash my hair before a trip so I don't have to do it while I'm away. Saves bringing shampoo and conditioner because we're only away for a short amount of time. To moisturise my legs after I shave, I think I've said to you before, I moisturise myself with the Body Shop body butters. At the moment I'm using the Cactus Blossom scent, which is a really good scent if you want to try a new body butter. So I just pop this all over my legs. I'll also put it on my feet as well, because throughout the day I'm wearing heels. Obviously the air up in the sky is very dry, and that has a massive impact on your skin, especially my feet. I noticed how dry my feet have gotten throughout the last year or so I've been flying, so I moisturise my feet every time I come back off a trip and every day that I'm home as well. So I'll moisturise my legs, moisturise my feet, and that's pretty much what I do for my body side of things. And then before I pop on my makeup, I'll pop some day cream on. I just use the simple day cream. I think I've mentioned this in a video before that I use this because I do have sensitive skin, and I find this one works for me, and it's very light as well. You can't feel it under your makeup. So I've already moisturised today with the simple day cream, and the last thing I do for my skincare is just pop some lip balm on. Again, the air is very drying, not only for your skin but for your lips as well, and because we do have to wear lipstick, I just pop some lip balm on just while I'm focused on my face makeup, just to help moisturise my lips. So I haven't done that today, so I'm just going to pop some on now. So the other thing I focus on as well as skincare is my hair. I've also noticed while I've been flying, my hair has been extremely dry, not only from bleaching it, which I know doesn't help, but from flying. So I pop a bit of the Beauty Works 10-in-1 Miracle Spray on the ends of my hair where they are dry most. I do this in my daily routine anyway, but I like to do this especially before a flight because it just really helps to moisturise the ends of my hair. And when my hair is dry and brittle, because I have to put it up, it ends up breaking. I get a lot of baby hairs and flyaways, and it just doesn't look good. So I like to look after my hair as well as my skin because they are both just as important. So now moving on to my makeup. I think the key for me with my makeup is we have requirements. So I think the minimum requirements is mascara, blusher and lipstick. So I like to keep everything nice and light because I work such long hours. Our shifts can be 12 to 15 hours if it's a long haul. Even short haul covers that time frame. I like to keep my makeup nice and light so my skin can still breathe while up in the air. So the first thing I do is foundation. I skip primer purely because I don't normally prime anyway. I just find it just encourages makeup to slip off my skin, where I do have quite oily skin, so I stick to foundation again to keep it nice and thin. The foundation that I tend to use is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Wear. So this is such a light coverage foundation, and you can build it up if you want to, but I just find this works really well for me. And I just use my beauty blender to spread that across my face. And as I said, because I like it nice and light, I only do a thin layer. So I use foundation more so to even out my skin tone, so I don't put it all over my face, I just put it in the areas that I need it. This foundation doesn't encourage my skin to get more oily. I think as long as I keep powdering, I am normally fine throughout the flight, so that's why I really get on with this foundation. I also use it every day, again, if I just want a light coverage. So once I've applied my foundation, I then pop on some concealer. So I use the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer shade C1 just to brighten up under my eyes and around my nose. And I just apply a light coverage again just to brighten up my face a little bit more. I find concealer one of the most important steps within my makeup routine for work, purely because the one main downside of this job is getting tired, especially on night flights. My under eye circles get so bad, so concealer just completely wipes it, especially the Revolution concealer. It is so good, full coverage, but doesn't feel heavy on my face again. I find the perfect trio for my face for flying is the L'Oreal Infallible, the Revolution concealer, and then also my Rimmel loose powder. This one is my holy grail. You all know it. I used it in pretty much every makeup video. I'm getting low now, so I need to buy some more before I start work, but this works a dream. I only have to top up every few hours. I obviously will more when I go back to work because I'll be wearing a mask, but this trio works a dream for me. So I focus the powder underneath my eyes, pretty much anywhere I've concealed, and in my T-zone. I like to use the pad that comes with the loose powder because I find pressing it into the skin almost keeps it on my face for longer. I don't know if any of you guys find that as well, because I know a lot of people do like to use a brush with loose powder. I mentioned at the start of the video that we do have requirements in terms of makeup. Now, one of those requirements is blusher. Some days I can wear blusher on its own if I'm just not feeling like putting bronzer on or I'm in a rush. So my go-to duo for bronzers and blushes is the Revolution Mega Bronzer in Cool and the Kiko Magical Holiday Radiant Blush. These two together add such a nice colour to your skin, and it just makes you glow, and that's what I really love about them. They're not intense, so that's important to me. I don't like to look orange or too much, you know. I like to be natural, as that's the appearance that my airline like us to look. So I'm going to pop both of those on now. As you can see, just compare one side to the other. It just adds such a nice colour. I love these two products so much. And they're both very inexpensive as well, both under £10. Gosh, that blusher just almost gives you like a highlight effect. It's so nice. The other reason I like a bit more of a sheer glow on my face is when it comes to our break time, we do get the opportunity on long haul to have a little nap and lay down. And when I sleep, I like to lay like on my face. For some reason, either side, it doesn't matter. So I find before, if I put too much colour on my face, you know, I lay down and I have like an imprint where my makeup's come off, which isn't good. So if I put a light dusting of bronzer and blusher, I can just top it up after my break. So that's another reason why I do it. Moving on to my eyebrows, very simple eyebrow routine. I just brush them with my Morphe brush and then I fill them in with my Kiko eyebrow pencil in shade 4. Again, I like to keep them nice and natural. Just I prefer the natural bushier look. If you've checked out my other videos or checked out my Instagram, you will know that I absolutely love eye makeup and it's my favourite part of my makeup routine. I love experimenting with colour, being creative, creating bold eye makeup looks. However, for work, I have to be the complete opposite and I have to just wear neutral eyeshadows, and I don't mind that, to be honest, because I like wearing light makeup for work. So I'm just going to show you the palette I use and the colour that I use. So I use the EYN Bright palette from Beauty Bay. Now, this palette definitely looks like it's been travelled with. I've broken colours, I have scooped out colours with my nails. It just looks so used and I probably need to get a new one. But the colour I actually use out of this palette, I don't use any of the other colours obviously, but I take this one with me just in case I want to do a more bold look when I'm away. I use this shade and it's the Candid Candy Floss. And it looks quite bright in the pan, however when you put it on your eye it just gives you like a nice pink shimmery glow. I'm just going to pop it on and I will show you in a second. I'm not too bothered about popping any primer underneath this eyeshadow, so I just pop it straight onto my lid and it seems to stay on throughout the whole flight. So that's why I don't really see any point in adding an extra layer of makeup when I don't really need to. It just creates such a nice pink shimmer, and I absolutely love it. I know people don't necessarily like putting shimmer straight on top of your eyelid. A lot of people like to use matte shades, and I've just hit pan, which was really sad. Oh, and I just use a Morphe blending brush to blend this in. I think the fact that I can use this palette without any primer just shows how pigmented it actually is. Like, this is the best palette I've ever bought, I think, for travel. And I just think you can do so much with this palette as well, which is nice. I don't tend to use a felt tip liner for work, and I don't ever do a wing liner. Purely because I'm a time saver. When I'm getting ready for work, I don't like to waste time. I just kind of like to do the basics. Light makeup, as I've mentioned many times in this video. So rather than spending time doing my makeup, especially when I'm away, I can spend more time out exploring. So rather than doing felt tip liner, wing liner to brighten up my eyes, I actually use a white eyeliner in the waterline. So the one I use is by Rimmel. It's just a basic white pencil liner, and I just pop this in my waterline. I don't think you can notice much difference on camera compared to in person, but in person it really does brighten up your eyes and make you look less tired, which is so important for long haul especially. I swear I always drop something at least once in a video. So I tend to do this step only on long haul. For short haul, sometimes I do pop some felt tip liner on, but I tend to stick to this, and I just think it's a really good technique. Lastly, for eyes, I just do mascara, and I always use my go-to Lash Sensational for work. It really volumizes my eyelashes, which in turn I think makes me look more awake, and anything I can use to make me look more awake on a long haul flight or even a short haul flight, I will take. So I just curl my eyelashes and just pop quite a thick coat of this on. So approaching the last few steps now, I move on to highlighter. So I use my very broken MUA highlighter, and I use the Iridescent Gold. This is Undress Your Skin highlighter range. So these are £3 from Superdrug, bargain. They do the job. They are so pigmented. I couldn't recommend these more, and there's such a wide variety of shades for these highlighters. So definitely go pick these up. These last such a long time. And I pop this highlighter on my brow bone, my cheeks, anywhere that I feel the sun naturally touches my face. Look at that. What the hell? This proves that you don't need to pay ridiculous prices for highlighters, because £3 does that. For me, the star of the show of this makeup look has to be the lipstick. My airline gives us the opportunity to wear pink or red lipstick. However, I do prefer to wear red only because it complements the uniform more. So my go-to lipstick is the Jeffree Star Velour liquid lipsticks, and I use the shade Anna Nicole. I know things are a bit controversial with Jeffree at the minute, but you cannot fault how good his lipstick range is. And these stay on for so long, to the point where they do stain your lips afterwards. So be prepared to be scrubbing your lips for a long time afterwards. These actually don't need regularly reapplying either, which is so handy with my job, especially if I'm on a busy flight. Because these are quite pricey, if you cannot necessarily afford to pick up one of these, a good alternative I found is the NYX liquid lipsticks. They're about £6 or £7, I think. You can get them in Superdrug or Boots, and they are just as good. You just have to reapply them more regularly, and if you do touch your lips, you do run the risk of smudging them. So that's why I do go for these ones. So that's all of my makeup done. I'm just going to pop some setting spray on to keep it in place for the whole flight. That is the makeup portion of getting ready done. As you can see, I keep it simple, I keep it light, I focus everything on the lips, and I keep my eyes looking as least tired as possible. Now for the hair portion. Now, I've always struggled with trying to think of different ways to be able to put my hair up without making it too tight where it's going to give me a tension headache. And I know people typically go for the donut. I've tried it. It's only successful for me a handful of times, and if I'm in a rush, the donut's just not any good. So I've actually been trying a different hairstyle that I was wearing all the time just before we went into quarantine. So I'm going to show you that one. So all you need to do this hairstyle with is a detailing brush, a tangle teaser, 2 hairbands that match the colour of your hair, and some grips. What I tend to do is, if I'm in a bit of a rush, I just keep my parting as it is. Or if I'm not in a rush, I part it in the middle just so it looks a bit neater. So I'll do that for now, and I will show you what it looks like with a middle parting. My hair doesn't naturally fall into a middle parting, so it's really hard. And this is what you use the detailing brush for. Once your hair's in a rough middle parting, just brush it either side. And just to keep one side of the hair out of the way to begin with, I just pop one side in like a mini bunchy, just, you know, just a rough one. And then with the other side, just do a normal plait. Try and keep it as neat as possible. Try and tie it as close to the end as possible. And sometimes it is easier to use thinner hairbands. I know I'm using the thicker ones here. It just means you have to tie them a few more times over. And then do exactly the same to the other side of your hair. Once your hair are in rough plaits, I'm just going to turn around and show you what I do next. And this is where you're going to need your bobby pins. So all you need to do now is pretty much just wrap the plaits around each other. So I take one plait, bring it up towards your head, grab one pin and just pin that to your head, just to keep it in place. And then do the same with the other plaits. And then just keep wrapping them round each other and securing with a bobby pin. Just keep adding pins until you're happy. And as you get towards the bottom, just start tucking the loose ends underneath. So I call this like a braided wrapped updo. So it feels nice and loose. It doesn't feel tight. So as I said, I'm not going to get a tension headache. It looks like I've put a lot of effort into it. The only downside is you can see sometimes the hairbands, which is why I suggested getting hairbands that are the same colour as your hair. However, if you're shorter like me, no one's going to see that. So I just think it looks really good. And then you can just pop some hairspray in there to get rid of any flyaways. You can even just put like a hairnet around this if you do have shorter bits of hair, like I do have some shorter bits. But yeah, I just think it's a really effective look for cabin crew that I haven't actually seen before. So once I'm happy, I'll just grab some hairspray. I just use this Pantene hairspray. As at the front, I do have a few flyaways, so I just spray those back. And just spray the back of my hair as well. So overall, from start to finish, it takes me about an hour to an hour and a half to get ready, depending on how tired I am and depending on whether this hairstyle goes right or not. But I just think overall, I love how simple my makeup is, how it's all in the lips, and I love how vintage my hair is. And it doesn't take me long, it's very simple as you saw, something you guys can very easily recreate. As I mentioned at the start of the video, don't forget to subscribe, as the next few weeks and months of content are going to be really exciting and finally travel related, and you can see what I get up to when I am normally working. Please leave a like on this video. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.